What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Wednesday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and I tell you, I take the Tuesdays off. Lately I've sort of been betting on Tuesday as well, and man, I didn't do anything yesterday. I watched the games, didn't bet, didn't place a bet, didn't look at the boards. How refreshed you get coming back after that when you do this every single day, it's a game changer. It makes me so fired up, makes it so much more fun to take that little bit of a break. So we are back. Thank you for sticking with me. If you enjoy these, hit the subscribe button down there. If you have a friend that might be interested in this, if you can tell them to hit the subscribe button, it would make a difference. We are growing the channel, and we're growing the audio part as well. So would appreciate just telling one person, hey, this guy does this every day. He's right more often than he's wrong. Hit the subscribe button and let's go. After a 1-2 week last week, and then Koepka wins the PGA that we cashed on, which was great. We started Monday with a 2-0 day, which was very, very nice. We had the team total in the Seattle Mariners to go over 4.5. They scored 9 against the Oakland A's, and then we had the parlay of the Nuggets and the Hurricanes plus 8.5, plus 1.5 Denver going to the NBA championship, which what looks to be against the Miami Heat. Heat did lose last night, but they're still up 3-1. It'd be very difficult, I think, for Boston to win 3 straight. I've got a plus 1,500 on Miami to win the title. And to hedge that, I bet Denver to beat Miami in the finals. So if Miami wins, it's like a 6-unit win. If Denver wins, no harm, no foul. I don't know if I'll be betting sides in that series because of that. Maybe just some props or some over and unders. We'll see. Very excited. I would love to see Jamal Murray against Kyle Lowry. And then we're getting close to the NHL finals as well. Vegas went up 3-0 yesterday. So we're going to start getting into baseball bets. Now, baseball betting is tough. I like betting baseball, but it's hard to bet baseball when I do this channel because I make the bets at night. I record these videos very early in the morning, so I make the bets the night before. It's hard to do in baseball because teams are playing every single day. So with hockey or basketball, I could look and go, well, that team's on a back-to-back, so I can use that. Or neither team has played, so I'm using that. With baseball, I'm placing bets while the games are already going on the day before, which is tough because you don't know necessarily who's going to be used in the bullpen. You don't know who's going to win or lose necessarily, so it is tricky. So as we get into the summer, the goal is to do 3 bets every single day. I'm going to try my best. There's definitely going to be a lot of WNBA betting this summer. There's definitely going to be a lot of CFL betting this summer. I love betting the CFL. Love seeing the new, so I'm wearing the Argos hat today. Toronto Argos announced their new uniforms yesterday, are awesome. The baby blue, the Cambridge blue is back, so very excited about that. And if you watch, I know a lot of people that watch this are in America, and NFL rules, and I love the NFL, don't get me wrong. I love the NFL, I'm betting on the NFL, I love fantasy football. The CFL is so much fun. You don't have to take it all that seriously. People seem to want to hate the CFL, which I don't really get. It's just really fun. If you like sort of the scoring of college football with some a bigger field, it's got sort of that college football feel. Obviously, the players aren't as good as the NFL, but it is really, 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 it's just exciting. And if you can get to a game, if you're around Toronto especially, go to BMO and watch the Argos play. It's just fun, right? And that's what sports is supposed to be. Toronto Argonauts obviously coming off a Grey Cup championship, so I'm very excited for that. So that's what's going on here as we get into the summer. Now, let's start with today's picks. We're going to start with the Carolina Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. It's game 4 tonight. Florida can win this series and move to the NHL Stanley Cup Finals, which would be an unbelievable run. They were down 3-1 to Boston. They won 3 straight games against the Boston Bruins. They won 4 to 5 games against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they've now won 3 straight games against the Carolina Hurricanes. I have a plus 300 bet on Bobrovsky to win the Conn Smythe, because if the Panthers win the Cup, I think he wins it. I'm going to be rooting for the Panthers. A lot of people, this is what I do. When my favorite team, Toronto Maple Leafs, Raptors, Jays, whatever, when they're eliminated, I root for the team that beat them. A lot of people want that team to lose right away. I don't. I want to lose to the world champion. And in this case, that would be the Florida Panthers. I like Paul Maurice, former coach of the Leafs as well. I like Bobrovsky. I like Tkachuk. I just think they've got a really fun team. So I'll be rooting for them. However, I don't know necessarily what's going to happen tonight. It's another coin flip game. I've been on the wrong side of the NHL games almost every time until I finally hit Carolina plus 1.5. They lost, but it was 1-0. I'm just going to stick to the totals. I'm going to stick to the unders, 2 of them, starting with the first period unders. Under 1.5 goals is minus 120. Sorry, under 1.5 goals in the first period is minus 115 at Bet365. In all 3 games in this postseason, it's done that. Game 1, there was 1 goal. Game 2, there was 1 goal. Game 3, there were 0 goals. This playoffs, the Carolina Hurricanes are 14-3 to the first period under, and the Florida Panthers are 15-3 to the first period under. I'm rolling with that. It's extremely hard to beat Bobrovsky right now. I can't imagine a game where Bobrovsky just blows up and gives up a ton of goals. If he does, so be it. I'm not betting against that trend. So I'm taking the first period under in this game. It's an elimination game. Carolina has to win, but they're going against Bobrovsky. Florida Panthers really want to win to get back, and they've played unbelievably well. So give me the first period under 1.5 for minus 115 at Bet365. Same trend. Under 5.5 for the game. That's minus 120 at FanDuel. As I mentioned, every game in this series has gone under. We've had 1 goals, 3 goals, and 5 goals. And then you even look back to the last game against New Jersey, Carolina went under. And they did have some more over games against New Jersey, but that's New Jersey, right? And then you look at Florida. They have gone under 8 games in a row, dating back to this series against Toronto. They went over against Boston. There was 12 goals in Game 6, and in Game 7 there was 7. But Toronto, there was 6, 5, 5, 3, 5, 5, 3, and 1. That's their last 8 straight games. I'm not betting against the trend. It could blow up. There could be a million goals tonight. It could be a 5-4 final, and Carolina gets a big win. That's fine. I will go down with that ship. I'm taking the game to go under 5.5 for minus 120 at FanDuel. And the last bet of the day is in Major League Baseball. We've got the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are playing exceptionally well. They are 29-20 this season. They're 15-10 on the road. They're playing at Philadelphia against the Phillies, who are 22-26. I do not like the Phillies this season at all. They're 9-16 on the road, but Phillies playing at home where they're 13-10. Great. Diamondbacks are 4-0 in their last 4. They're on a nice little winning streak. They're also 4-0 in Zach Gallen's last 4 starts. That's who's starting today. They are also 4-0 in their last 4 road games. Philly is 0-6 in their last 6 against the National League West. I like the pitching matchup today. I've got the Arizona Diamondbacks just straight up money line. It's minus 110 because I like this matchup of Zach Gallen against Ranger Suarez. Zach Gallen is coming into this game. He is 6-2 with a 2.95 ERA. This is not an anomaly. Last year, Gallen, for a Diamondbacks team that wasn't great, was 12-4 with a 2.54 ERA. 2021 seems to be a bit of an anomaly. He had a 4-10 record with a 4.3 ERA, but previous to that, 2.75, 2.72, 2.89. Zach Gallen is a very good pitcher. You look at his recent outings, he did just get shelled his last time out against Pittsburgh. He went 3 2/3. He gave up 5. I like that because that means he's primed for a bounce back game, and it's unlikely for that to happen again. He's beat San Francisco 7-2. He's beat Miami 5-2. He's beat Kansas City 2-0. He's beat San Diego 9-0. He's averaging 6 1/3 innings per start this season, which is great. I really like that matchup. And then on the flip side, for the Phillies, you've got Ranger Suarez. He's 0-1 with a 10.5 ERA. He's had 2 starts this season, one against Colorado, one against the Cubs. The one against Chicago, it was a no decision. He went 4 innings. He gave up 3. He went 2 innings his last time out against the Cubs, gave up 4, walked 3, and just hasn't been great at all. So I like that matchup for the Diamondbacks. I like Zach Gallen primed for a nice little comeback game. I don't think Ranger Suarez is the greatest pitcher last year. Yeah, he was 10-7 with a 3.65 ERA. In 2021, he was actually 8-5 with a 1.36 in 12 starts. Came out of the bullpen a lot. They've sort of transitioned him into a starter. I don't know how that's really going to work out. And the Diamondbacks are just playing great baseball. Like I said, they're on a nice little winning streak. So I'm going to take the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line. That is minus 110 at Bet365. Those are your 3 bets for this lovely Wednesday. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers to go under 1.5 in the first period for minus 115 at Bet365. Give me the Panthers and the Hurricanes to go under 5.5 for the game. That's minus 120 at FanDuel. And give me the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line, minus 110 at Bet365. As always, feel free to drop a comment if you are fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter at Tyler O'Connor for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and your audio is on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Let's have a great Wednesday, man. We're getting there. It's almost summer. Let's talk sports.